talk about the worries Ferrari have got. Obviously, we've talked a lot about Sebastian Vettel leaving, but I just wonder, there weren't too encouraging signs, were there, at testing for the Scuderia? Do you think that's going to manifest itself in results going forward?
Well, maybe those two aspects are linked, with Seb thinking he's kind of run out of energy, run out of love with the team because they did have a difficult test. But I'm pretty sure they've got the might and resource to turn that around at Ferrari, frankly. And I know they were one of the first teams back and have been working extremely hard. So they'll be there or thereabouts. I think the problem they're going to have is a departing Seb will have nil interest whatsoever in team orders or helping Charles Leclerc in any way, shape, or form. So they'll have to manage that as they go along against, I think, what will be a very, very strong Red Bull and an incredibly strong Mercedes. And who knows, even that, they call it the pink Mercedes or whatever, which is a bit unkind, but the looky likey Racing Point could be right. That was very, very strong. Whether the team have got the resource to run up front like that, but that car looked super strong, didn't it, in testing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're all wondering whether they can take the challenge and take a few podiums this year, because, as you said, with the freezing in the regulations for the next 2 years, it's looking good for them with the cost cap coming in. We always say it about them, don't they? They punch above their weight. Couldn't be more true right now, I suppose. Karun.
That's for
Yeah,
Karun,
that's
is
right.
it?
I think.
I'd throw that one to you. Throw it into the ether.
No, I think that's absolutely right. I mean, they've got a bonus season, haven't they, out of it? Because that car initially, when they were very open about the fact that they were inspired by Mercedes with the design, because they thought, okay, it's just a 1 year thing, and then next year we got the new rules, etc., etc. Now they're going to get 2 years out of this car. That's potentially going to be the head of the midfield, at least if you look at the testing form. So yeah, they're really quids in here. I think there's a good bit of momentum behind it with the Aston Martin deal and good investment coming into the factory. So there's a bounce in the step, certainly, of the people around there. It's upset a lot of people in the midfield, I'm sure, who don't believe that car is fully within the spirit of the rules. So yeah, that's a whole other debate.
How much credit do you give to Lawrence Stroll here, Martin? Because he's come into the paddock. Obviously he's got a lot of money to his name. His son's in that car. But that said, he's a shrewd operator. We know he's a shrewd operator. He's very close with Toto Wolff. He's beginning to wield a bit of power, isn't he, in the paddock?
He is, absolutely, and especially with now becoming the executive chairman at Aston Martin for good measure. But he's done exactly what I would have done in his position. He doesn't have the resource, he doesn't have the facilities, and so fast track it. What's the point in spending millions, tens of millions, trying to create a gearbox and rear suspension as a little team that you can ill afford when you can buy one and it's within the regulations? It's an absolute no-brainer. And then that's what I was talking about earlier on, of getting deep into the slipstream of the Mercedes team, and let's see what happens down the road as well, because you're just fast tracking that. Then it gives you results. Then you get better personnel. Then you get better drivers and sponsors, and it's a snowball. All right, maybe you've not got a whole lot of pride, and you're taking a bit of stick because you've openly photographed somebody else's car and tried to copy it, is how it's been explained. But let's get some results, and then we'll work out how we can build a magnificent team around it. So for me, it's just good common sense in business, frankly, and there's a reason why Lawrence Stroll's a billionaire, isn't there?